Alrighty, folks, it's official. It looks like, according to Scott Bessent, U.S. Treasury Secretary, that the economy is starting to weaken. Yes, it is normal, in his words, to adjust from a environment where it was very much the government spending to one where we go back to private. This is what he calls a detox. And I don't know if you've ever been through a detox. I hope you haven't, but if you have, you know that a detox is not fun, it is not pleasant, and we should not expect this adjustment to be easy. We did get the jobs numbers on Friday. They were below expectations, which is seemingly a theme these days. 151,000, 170,000 were expected. The unemployment rate did tick up. It did tick up from 4 to 4.1. We've got a lot of things going on. Next, oh, hopefully that's still working. Don't know what that was. We do got a lot of important things next week. Starting on Tuesday, we will get the JOLTS report. Usually that came out last week, but not this month. Previous month, we had 7.6 million job openings. Again, we are expecting that probably to come down just ever so little. We do get our first inflation reading next week, which is CPI. It is expected to come down on a headline to 2.9 from 3. Again, this is, it's important. We have been going up since we bottomed at 2.4. So it is time for CPI to relent and give some back. Core is expected to be flat at 3%. PPI will come out on Thursday along with weekly unemployment claims. And then finally, consumer sentiment on Friday. We did get some Fed speak that we should talk about. First, Jerome Powell said that the Fed can wait and see how the Trump policies play out before our next moves. In using Powell's lingo, he is in no hurry. Fed Governor Adriana Kugler sees upside risk to inflation. So, folks, again, looks like we have a struggling job market, slowing job market, and inflation is out there. Fed President Bostic, always the talkative one, business sentiment factors greatly into my thinking on rate cuts. What is the business doing? What are consumers doing? He's going to, until we see inflation get to 2%, the economy will not operate at its most potent. That is actually an interesting thing to think about, that we are not operating at optimal levels given inflation. The Fed should remain patient on rates. Again, I think the Fed is clearly saying, hey, we are in no hurry to cut. And he says, this again is Fed President Bostic, surprised if we get clarity on rates before the spring. He's basically trying to take the March and I think May rate cuts off the table. Scott Bessent, again, U.S. Treasury Secretary, also said, let me be clear. The U.S. does not have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem, and I think that is very well said. What else do we have? We have Redfin. Redfin talking about purchase agreements. 41,000 purchase agreements were canceled in January. That is 14.3%. That is the highest since 2017. Challenger Gray is not painting a very good picture of the job market. Announced 172,000 layoff notices, up 103% year on year, and 245% since January. That is not good. We did get the weekly unemployment claims last week. They ticked down. Again, we were watching them because they were over 240 the week before, now at 221. Continuing claims also down to 1.87 from 1.89 million. Did read an interesting article about wealth creation. Wealth creation is booming. Deca millionaires, the population of folks worth 10 million bucks jumped 5.2% in the last year. There are a total of 2.3 million people in the world worth 10 million bucks. That is more than I expected. 2.3 million folks worth more than 10 million bucks. Apparently there were 204 billionaires created in the last 12 months. Yes, 204. Here's to me hoping you are a billionaire. 204 billionaires in the last 12 months. Interestingly enough, 11.1%, it's called 11% of Americans live in poverty. That is 36.8 million. We do need to, again, continually watch or learn about the Smoot-Hawley Act. Somebody asked what were the increases. The Smoot-Hawley Act actually increased tariffs 20%, which 25 countries responded. It should be noted that the Smoot-Hawley Act came after the 1922 Fordney and Macomber Act, which actually raised the import tax 40%. So again, 1922, 40%, then the Smoot-Hawley Act, an additional 20%. Some of you asked that. We did get HPE, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, weak earnings, weak outlook, and layoff notice for 2,500 folks. Gap, beat top line, beat bottom line. Highest gross margins in 20 years. Broadcom beat top line, bottom line, had some strong guidance. And then finally, Walgreens. Walgreens is going private in a roughly $10 billion deal. Folks, I hope you like this. I'm not sure how long it'll take to upload this, but let me give you a view of Hong Kong's bay. We just pulled in this morning. We're here for a few more hours and might as well give you a gander. We are on a pretty small ship called Seabourn Encore. It's about 600 or so folks. We're part of a VIP cruise with Park West. I hope you have a great day. Give you the little picture one more time. Later.